Didier Drogba, a name etched in the annals of football history, but his legacy extends beyond the pitch. Born in the Ivory Coast, Drogba's football journey took him from humble beginnings to the glittering lights of Stamford Bridge. As a striker for Chelsea, he etched his name in the hearts of fans worldwide, scoring an impressive 104 goals and contributing 64 assists during his tenure with the West London club. However, his prowess on the field wasn't the only thing that made Drogba a legend. Back in his homeland, he donned the captain's armband for the Ivory Coast national team from 2006 until his retirement. With 65 goals from 105 appearances, he became the nation's all-time top goal scorer. But as Drogba was making strides on the pitch, his home country was grappling with its own battles. In 2002, a civil war had broken out, pitting President Laurent Gbagbo's government against the rebel faction, the New Forces of Ivory Coast, led by Guillaume Soro. The war created a deep division within the country, causing immense suffering and loss for the Ivorian people. Meanwhile, Drogba continued to shine on the international stage. His star was rising, and with it, the hope that the Ivory Coast could unite under the banner of football. In 2005, a year after joining Chelsea for £24 million, Drogba made a 59-second statement that established him not just as a football legend, but also as a national hero. While the players celebrated their victories on the field, back home, the people were living in the shadow of war. Amid the cheers and the jubilation, Drogba took the opportunity to address his nation, pleading for peace, unity, and an end to the war. His heartfelt plea echoed across the country, touching the hearts of millions. As Drogba's star rose internationally, his home country was being torn apart by civil unrest. His actions off the pitch, however, proved that he was not just a footballer, but a hero in his own right. And so, the stage was set for Drogba to play his most important role yet, as a peacemaker in a country torn apart by war. In October 2005, the Ivory Coast's World Cup hopes hung in the balance, and so did the fate of the nation. The stakes were high as the national team, led by Chelsea legend Didier Drogba, faced Sudan in a crucial match. With the outcome of the Cameroon-Egypt game still unknown, a win for Ivory Coast could mean a first-ever ticket to the World Cup. The Ivorian team, featuring Premier League stars like Didier Zokora, Emmanuel Eboué, and Kolo Touré, pulled off a resounding 3-1 victory over Sudan. As the players huddled around a radio in the dressing room, they learned Cameroon had drawn with Egypt. This was the news they had been waiting for. The missed penalty from Cameroon's Pierre Woum had allowed Ivory Coast to leapfrog their rivals and qualify for the World Cup. But amidst the wild celebrations, Drogba saw a different opportunity. Almost 1,600 miles away, a war had been raging since 2002, dividing the country and its people. As his teammates celebrated their historic qualification, Drogba chose to address the nation. His plea for peace was heartfelt and powerful. Men and women of Ivory Coast, he began, from the north, south, central, and west, we prove today that all Ivorians can coexist and play together with a shared aim to qualify for the World Cup. His words echoed through the airwaves, reaching every corner of the country. We promised you that the celebrations would unite the people. Today we beg you on our knees, Drogba implored, as all the players knelt in solidarity. The one country in Africa with so many riches must not descend into war. Please lay down your weapons and hold elections, Drogba finished. And then, the players rose, singing in unison, "We want to have fun, so stop firing your guns." Drogba's plea had a profound impact, resonating with the war-torn nation and sparking a move towards peace. In a moment of jubilation, Drogba saw an opportunity to heal his country, and he took it. His words, his actions, his plea for peace, all of these would come to symbolize a moment of unity and hope for the Ivory Coast. Drogba's words echoed throughout Ivory Coast, eventually leading to a ceasefire. The impact was monumental. His plea didn't fall on deaf ears. The warring factions, touched by the unity displayed on the football pitch, decided to lay down their arms. The ceasefire agreement was signed, marking a significant milestone in the country's history. Drogba didn't stop there. He understood that football was more than just a game for the people of Ivory Coast. It was a beacon of hope, a unifying force. In the following year, he made a bold announcement. The national team's match against Madagascar would be played not in the capital, but in Bouak, a rebel stronghold. This was a significant gesture, a message of reconciliation and unity. Being a Southerner himself, Drogba's decision was a testament to his commitment to bridging the divide. The match was a resounding success. Ivory Coast emerged victorious with a 5-0 win, and Drogba scored the final goal. The sound of cheering replaced the echoes of gunfire, and for a brief moment, the people of Ivory Coast celebrated together, forgetting the lines that had once divided them. But this peace, however sweet, was fleeting. 5 years later, violence erupted again following disputed elections. The conflict continued, and the unity that had been so carefully nurtured seemed to crumble. Yet amidst this turmoil, Drogba's actions stood as a beacon of hope. Even though the peace did not last, it was a testament to the unifying power of sport and the influence of a single voice. Drogba's actions transcended the confines of the football pitch, touching the heart of a nation and inspiring generations. While the peace did not last, Drogba's actions left an indelible impact on Ivory Coast, proving that the power of sport and a single voice can transcend the pitch and touch the heart of a nation.